Hello, folks. My name is Anne. Sometimes I make mistakes. First mistake was starting this with a cat racing around the room. What a wonderful mistake. The second mistake was assuming that these videos were going to be small in size. Turns out the second episode of this was 54 gigabytes. No wonder I had to delete a whole bunch of stuff to be able to fit the fifth episode of this, right? So, a couple of things you might notice right off the bat. I did some modifications to the Frontier. Also did some buying and selling. And more importantly, I think if I go over here, you'll see that it extends out a little longer than it used to. It's quite a bit larger, but the primary thing that I did with it, I'm not carrying any weapons because those are all in separate containers on the ship, is that I installed these EM weapons in place of missiles. Oh, and I replaced the cannons with auto cannons. So,
hey, what can I do for you? You were able to land it, so I'm sure what...
thanks. Let me see. What is my status currently? In need of food. We'll deal with that. In the meantime, I took up gastronomy. I did some weightlifting as well. I fixed up my medicine, and I picked up research methods part 2 and weapon engineering to work through. I also managed to capture an ecliptic ship.
Have a good one.
And I registered that along with the Crimson Fleet Ghost. I did get caught with contraband, though. There wasn't any way I could dispose of it, so I got caught with contraband. So I lost my microgun, which I believe is a travesty. Fundamentally and firmly, I believe that.
Hello.
I keep telling them I am a manager. I should be managing.
And welcome to Terra Brew.
Well,
Hi there.
Sure.
Well, certainly.
I would love coffee. Let's see. I kind of like a cortado. It hurts my stomach less. Although, really, you can't go wrong with a latte now, can you?
Managed to make a premium cappuccino with double dairy and no whip?
I don't appreciate your tone. And no, I will not make whatever it is you just said. Because this place
If you're in the market for artwork,
Hope you're finding
I'm
everything.
sure I could
Oh,
find
please,
something.
take a look.
You may note that she has an unconscionable amount of garbage in her inventory. Let me see if she has a... Oh, she has a pizza square. That's not really a breakfast thing. Neither is white wine. Mmm. Mmm.
Thanks for coming in.
I'll tell you what, I'll head back to the ship and I'll grab something there. Yeah. In the meantime, I'm recording this while the next 5 episodes work on uploading. So the Ecliptic ship is going to be my it's going to be my pet project for a while until it's ready, basically.
So, where to next?
In the meantime, you'll see that I've swapped out the style of container here, added a thing here. Apparently I lost my Vanguard pack at some point.
What's next on the agenda? Saving the world? Saving the galaxy? Saving...
I also added a second bed here just so people would stop stealing my beds. And if I go up, you'll see that there's an entire new room in here dedicated to crafting. So yeah. I also added a pharmaceutical lab because apparently there wasn't one of those in here, and I figured there really ought to be. So I should have all the labs, I think. I've done a fair bit of research. Not as much as I could. I'm probably going to do that between this and next episode, but...
How may I serve?
Right. I'll take some Heart Plus. Let's see, this all food, isn't it? I don't want to eat a full-size, like, box of cereal. That kind of feels wasteful to me. I'll grab some yogurt. Yeah. As you can see, I still need to do some selling. In the meantime, we're going to grab that, and I'm going to grab... What am I going to grab? That does have a suppressor and tactical mag, so it's not terrible. I'm going to grab the Side Star, and I'm going to grab my Coachman. Hmm. Hmm. You know what? I also want to grab this just because I think it might be.
Captain, it is pleasant to see you.
Actually, I also want to grab the suit that's in there
Using Isaac.
real quick.
Using Isaac. I am your sidekick, your shadow, your painting.
Hmm. Well, that is certainly quite the look. Not a terrible look by any means, and kind of shows off our assets in a way, huh? Hmm. Not that. That's a little. It's a little much, I think. Okay, O2 boosted. There we go. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I actually kind of like the way that looks. It's kind of nice. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna grab I'm gonna grab the power pack, or the boosted pack, I guess. Oh no, does that not show off my... Oh, honey, no. If? Okay, can I...
Painful memories or not, it's good to be home.
There
Hi.
we go.
Please disregard. I attempted an informal.
That's okay, Vasco. Bosco. I love you. There you go. See? Hit that right in the right kind of atmosphere and you can fly.
Good work with the bartender. Won't be the last time you'll be hustling information in some spaceport.
Hmm.
Still no word from the cabinet. Anything you wanted to discuss in the interim?
No, I'm ready.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Just to be clear here, that business was in another universe that we don't talk about. We just sort of sweep it under the rug, right? It's not my fault UC set themselves up to be entirely dislikable.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Hadrian made it clear that addressing the issue required the utmost urgency, just following orders. Thanks don't keep my ship fueled, ma'am. Hadrian made it clear.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Can I speak as a member of House Varun? Remind me what's kept in these archives.
All knowledge related to the technologies banned by the UC and the Freestar Collective after the Colony War resides in the archives, including the aforementioned Terramorph data you and Hadrian are after. I want to know what you, someone with less direct involvement in the Armistice, sees as the purpose behind granting said access.
I'm just here to talk about what happened. Hadrian's the one with grand plans. We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible terramorph apocalypse. We're still trying to figure out what we're facing. We can't make an informed decision without data.
That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming. No, ma'am, nothing special to report. I only know what I was told. Its tissue matches one. Its tissue matched ones from Londinium.
Just taking her word for it as well, then.
So it would seem. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Madam President, if it were me, I wouldn't grant the request. The archives are sealed for a reason. Personally, I would wait. I don't have enough information yet. Yes, if the fear is the data being weaponized, the Terramorph program failed. The data's not dangerous. I wish I could bring up what I found on Crete, but I guess not. Right? There's a chance what happened on Tau Ceti would happen elsewhere. We need to grant that request. Yes, if the fear is the data being weaponized, the Terramorph program failed.
It doesn't matter if it can be weaponized or not. The archives need to remain sealed for now.
Sarah,
there's no reason
what
to rush into a
the
decision of this
fuck?
magnitude.
I hadn't thought of that, Captain.
An excellent point indeed. The other powers would likely
Sarah,
be much
what
more
the
inclined
fuck?
to work with us knowing that. Chief Diplomat.
That point is a good one. Very well, you have my agreement. The galaxy is lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
I don't have hardly any of my weapons on me. Oh, this...
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
It's...
Yes, ma'am.
Terramorphs. I don't know how discreet you can be.
Can provide support.
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind. Let's get down there.
Move.
You! The EM rifle, grab it! Now!
Stop!
What the heck?
I'm trying to help you!
Please!
That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got.
Electromagnetic beams. Equip followers with EM weapons will... Oh, to engage non-lethally. Sarah! Sarah! You sure they're not dead?
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
All of my
Pheromonic
equipment?
projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Okay, so does this mean I need to worry about you turning on me?
I honestly was just wondering the same thing. But no, you don't need to worry about me. I've had a Terramorph try it on me before. I'm not susceptible. So we'll just have to make sure to watch out for each other down there.
Okay. Are you suggesting Terramorphs can control someone's mind? Because this sounds a little like magic.
I'm not suggesting. It's documented behavior. The result of the projection, though, can vary wildly. Some folks just shrug it off. Others hallucinate. And some lose control altogether. They'll lash out at anyone around them, but still be aware while they're doing it. Those cases, you'll either need to knock them out with EM fire, or free them by killing the Terramorph.
Okay, so sounds like we need to hustle.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Okay, I don't want Sarah killing people, and it seems like she's in a murdery mode. So, hey Sarah.
To Venus? Glad to haul whatever you need.
Nope, not to Venus. You're gonna give me your Equinox, and I'm gonna give you the... Oh, that's where my Vanguard pack was? I'm gonna give you the EM Equinox, well as all of my ammunition for it.
I'd be happy to carry a few.
And I'm also going to tell you to use the EM Equinox.
Talk to you later.
Okay. Yep, Sarah, you get to act non-lethally in my discretion, because I'm not that great of a shot, to be perfectly honest. I wonder if I could get an EM modification for the cutter.
Did you hear that?
My God, no time to waste, Captain! Boots in the dirt!
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
Wow, that did nothing. Oh, good. And me without any of my ammunition. Hold on. real quick. I have to pet a sweet, soft little gentleman. Now, he's probably gonna get real annoyed real quick, but he should be let know that I love him.
Captain, you're going to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. We have to put down that force.
Sedatives.
Experts? We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the land, barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare, whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can. We can only spare the one fire team. And as I need holding this perimeter.
I don't need your fire team. What I do need is a ton more ammunition if you have it. 43 Ultramag, 3 kilovolt laser ammunition, something. A cutter? I could certainly use a cutter. Oh, I bet you have the microgun you took off me, huh?
Heard you might be looking for some backup.
You two have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
We'll handle this. You two stay put.
Your call. We're on the line.
I don't trust you, to be perfectly honest. You're too gung-ho. Can I actually get into my ship? Because if I can get into my ship, I can access my inventory in my ship. Oh, I can. Oh, perfect. Okay, well, then...
Or do you need a little bit of time?
Oh, we're not lifting off, but I am going to grab my... The light seems like a really bad idea. It's just a bad idea. Shattering, that's good. Space Adept. Explosive, no thank you. Cornered. Hitman. Okay. Ammunition, let's see, I need so much 27 caliber. I need I also need a sizable chunk of that, and I need my cutter.
Good day, Captain.
Good day, Vasco. Got a bit of a terramorph outbreak.
Let's get this over with.
Oh.
Please help.
Oh, okay, alright.
This is useless.
Well, you know, that's not gonna stop me from trying. Come here and get cuttered. No, don't. No, don't. Thanks, Vasco. I know I can count on you. Unlike these terror morphs. Ow. It's fine, though. I didn't need my skin attached to my body. Alrighty. Yep.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
It's over. Thank God. If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we would have had an absolute massacre on our hands.
Yes.
It's done. Now let's go check in with the sergeant.
You ever think more attacks would happen so soon?
Not in a million years. Another attack, just as we're making our request? It's insane. If this doesn't convince the cabinet to proceed with our request, I don't know what will.
This is pretty lucky. Well, guess it's pretty
Almost
lucky we
hard to
were here, huh?
believe. Suppose we were just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Only one point of Moira's patrol route. Okay.
Okay. Well, Sarah? I kind of love that, actually. I like the way that's set up. It's fun.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
You all held the line. We're the heroes, not us. All in a day's work, Sergeant. Just remember who saved your tails. All in a day's work, Sergeant.
Like hell it is. I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Yes, indeed. And for this, I'm going to need a fancy hat.
The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
It moves so fast. Not now. Okay?
Hello there, sir.
You take care of those things? Thank God.
Yep. Because you get into action. Yeah, I guess I would be pretty hungry after a fight. Whole bunch of adrenaline running all at once. A Laredo, huh?
We lost so many today.
Yep. Be horrific if someone hadn't been there. Oh. Oh, it's actually a thrust. Excuse me, Sarah. It's actually a thrust. That's kind of impressive. You don't see. I know there's like a two-handed swing that you can do with it, which is very cool because you don't see two-handed swings with sabers very often. It's very
They said you're free to come and go.
Indiana Jones almost.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Losing anyone in
there
the
you
line
are.
of duty is a tragedy.
I believe we have
These
some
attacks,
things we should discuss.
they can't happen again. When UC security loses an officer, I make it my responsibility to call their family. I've got a lot of calls to make now.
Well, good luck.
The loss of life, the damage to the spaceport, the costs of this attack are greater than I think we realize.
Interesting outfit.
The next time terramorphs rear their ugly heads, the UC is going to be ready.
I intend to.
No, they won't.
Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take my gratitude and credits, real estate or luxury goods. Better late than never, I suppose. Agreed, thank you. Better late than never, I suppose.
Some respect, will you? That's the...
Sarah!
Today's events have only clarified our path.
Sarah! Ugh. Sarah!
There you are.
Line of duty is a
I
tragedy.
believe
I have a fundamental disrespect of the UC.
Can't happen
You've got the cabinet's full
And
backing
you've
to
seen
prevent
the
more
well.
attacks.
You know why. Jesus.
Captain, Hadrian, it would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today.
Shouldn't it be like
As
serpent's
well as
fangs or something?
An
I don't
apology.
know.
Your concerns about the terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
I feel like that would be a more role-play response. Agreed, thank you.
Of course. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball.
I can deal with House
Someone
Varun.
who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Why not send a diplomat, someone trained for this sort of thing?
The Cabinet wants progress, and wants it quickly. You're already far more familiar with the
Okay, well.
situation than any diplomat would be. There's also no diplomat alive that can claim they helped keep a cadre of terramorphs off the embassy doorsteps. The Cabinet was unanimous. They want you.
Tell me what I'm getting first and I'll consider it. I can't be your representative, I'm just some Vanguard nobody. If you're sure that's the wisest course of
We
action.
do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
Yes. Service guarantees citizenship. And what do I get for being a UC citizen?
It has its perks. Only citizens can purchase property in the city. We also pay reduced prices on most goods and services across the UC. There's also a credit disbursement when you first join. Help get you on your feet. But above all, you'd become a dedicated part of the greatest faction in the galaxy. If you're willing to help us, we can open that door.
You can count on me.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer. Start getting a plan together for that data.
I've got a lot of calls to make now.
Lovely. Well, we are going to call it there because I don't want another extremely long episode, or extremely resource heavy episode. So we're going to call it there.